2026년 4월 28일 화요일 오전 6시 1분입니다. 강현 TV를 시작하겠습니다. 이번 시간은 구약 성경 전도서 1장 1절부터 영어 성경으로 읽어보겠습니다. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem, Benoti of Benotis, says the preacher, Benoti of Benotis, or is Benoti. What profit has a man of all his labor, which he takes under the sun? One generation passes away, and another generation comes, but the earth abides forever. The sun also rises, and the sun goes down, and he stirs to his place where he arose. The wind goes toward the south and turns about to the north. It wheels about continually, and the wind returns again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full unto the place from whence the rivers come. Thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new, it has been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. I, the preacher, was the king of Israel in Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek and to search out about wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail has God given to the sons of men to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. I commune with my own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had greater experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also is vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. I said in my heart, go to now, I will prove thee with much mercy. Therefore, enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is nothing. I said about love further, it is madam, and of mercy, what does it? I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly till I might see what was that good for the sons of man, which they should do under the heaven or the days of their life. I made me great workers. I built me houses. I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards. And I planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water therewith the wood that brings forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house also. I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that we are in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments and that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that we are before me in Jerusalem. Also, my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever mine is desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the workers that my hands had wrought, and on the river that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that comes after the king, even that which has been already done? Then I saw that wisdom excels folly as far as right it excels darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool works in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happened such them or then said I in my heart, as it happened so to the poor, so it happens even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart that this also is vanity. For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool, forever seeing that which now is in there is to come shall or be forgotten, and how dies the wise man as the poor. Therefore, I hated life because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me. And who knows whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? Yet shall he have rule over all my labor, wherein I have labored, and wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun. This is also vanity. Therefore, I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the evil which I took under the sun. For there is a man whose labor is in wisdom and in knowledge and in equality, yet to a man that has not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity and a great evil. hill. For what his man of all his labor and of the vexation of his heart, wherein he has labored under the sun. For his days are sorrows, and his travail grief. Yea, his heart takes not rest in the night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man than that he should eat and drink, and that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This also I saw that it was from the hand of God. For who can eat, or who else can hasten here unto more than I. For God gives to all men that is good in his sight, wisdom and knowledge and joy, but to the sinner he gives travail together and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God. This also is vanity and vexation of spirit. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to prunk of that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to love, a time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and time to lose, or time to keep and time to cast away, a time to rent and a time to show, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. What profit has he that works in that wherein he labors? I have seen the travail which God has given to all the sons of men to be exercised in it. He has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God makes from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God does it, that man should fear before him. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been, and God requires that which is past, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which before the sons of men before beasts, even one thing before them, as the one dies, so dies the other. Yeah, they have all one priest, so that a man has no preeminence above beast, for is penalty. Or go unto one place, or are of the dust, and or turn to dust again. Who knows the spirit of man that goes upward, and the spirit of the beast that goes downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? So I returned and considered all the operations that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such as we are oppressed, and they had no comforter, and on the side of their oppressors there was power, but they had no comforter. Wherefore I prayed that which are already dead, more than the living which are yet alive. Yea, better is he than both they, which has not yet been, who has not seen the evil work that is done under the sun. Again, I consider all travail and every right work, that for this man is in by it of his neighbor. This is also penalty and vexation of spirit. The poor fold saw his hands together, and it saw his own pressure. Better is an handful with quietness than both the hands full with travail and vexation of spirit. Then I returned, and I saw a penalty under the sun. There is one alone, and there is not a second. Yeah, and he has neither child nor brother, yet is there no end of all his labor, neither is his eye satisfied with riches, neither says he, for whom to I labor, and believe my soul of good. This is also penalty. Yeah, it is a sore travail. Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall to the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falls. For he has not an other to help him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have hit, but how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and threefold cord is not quickly broken. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished. For out of prison he comes to Reagan, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becomes poor. I consider all the living which work under the sun with the second child that shall stand up in his stead. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is penalty and vexation of spirit. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of a person, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not less with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hesitating to utter anything before God, for God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few. When du baust bow unto God, deeper not to pay it, for he has no pleasure in full song. Pay it which thou hast bowed. Better is it that thou shouldest not bow than that thou shouldest bow and not pay. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy press to sin, neither say to people to enter that it was an error. Wherefore should God be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thine hands? For in the multitude of dreams and many others, there are also diverse penalties prepared to God. It proposes the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice in province. Marvel not at the matter, for he that is higher than the highest regards, and there will be higher than they. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He that loves silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loves abundance with increase. This is also vanity. When goods increase, they increase that eat them, and what good is there to the owners thereof? Saving the beholding of them with their eyes, the sleep of laboring man is sweet, whether he eats little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their heart. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he beget a son, and there is nothing in his hand. As he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go, and what profit has he that has labored for the window? All his days also he in darkness, and he has much sorrow and rest with his sickness. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor that he takes under the sun all the days of his life, which God gives him, for it is his portion. Every man also to whom God has given riches and wealth, and has given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God. For he shall not much remember the days of his life, because God answers him in the joy of his heart. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and it is common among men. A man to whom God has given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wants nothing for his soul, or that he desires, yet God gives him not power to eat thereof, but stranger eats it. This is vanity, and it is an evil disease. If a man beget on 100 children and live many years, so that the days of his years be many, and his soul be not filled with good, and also that he had no burial. I say that untimely person is better than he, for he comes in with vanity and departs in darkness, and his name shall be covered with darkness. Moreover, he has not seen the sun nor known anything. This has more or less than the other. Though he lived 1,000 years twice told, yet has he seen no good, do not or go to one place, or the labor of man is for his mouth, and yet the appetite is not filled. For what has the wise more than the fool? What has the poor that knows to work before the living? Better is the sight of the eyes than the one dwelling of the desire. This is also vanity and vexation of spirit. That which has been is named already, and it is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he. Seeing there be many things that increase vanity, what is man the better? For who knows what is good for man in this life, or the days of his being life which he spent so as a shadow? A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by it the sadness of the countenance of the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of a poor is in the house of mirth. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for men to hear the song of a poor son. For as the crackling of a tones under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. Surely operation may cause a wise man mad, and gift destroys their heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger lesteth so in the bosom of a person. Say not to what is the cause that at formal days were better than this, for dost not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to them that have it. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he has made crooked. In the day of prosperity be joyful, but in the day of adversity consider God also has set the one over against the other, to the end that a man should find nothing after him. All things have I seen in the days about my vanity. There is just a man that perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongs his life in his wickedness. Be not righty also over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? This is good that thou shouldest take hold of this. Yea, also from this withdrew not in hand, for he that fears God shall come forth over them all. Wisdom strengthens the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. For there is not just a man upon earth that does good and sins not. Also take no heed unto all of those that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee. For upon times also thine own heart knows that thou thyself likewise hast cursed others. Or this have I proved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and exceeding deep, who can find it out? I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I found more bitter than this the woman whose heart is snares and nets and her handles as benders, who so freezes God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, says the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul shakes, but I find not one man among thousands have I found, but woman among all those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found that God has made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Who is as the wise man and who knows the interpretation of a thing? A man's wisdom makes his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. I counsel thee to keep the king's commandment, and that in regard of the oath of God, be not hasty to go out of his sight. Stand not in on everything, for he does whatsoever pleases him. Where the word of king is, there is power, and who may say unto him, what dost do? Whoso keeps the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and what is man's heart discerns both time and judgment, because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore the mystery of man is great upon him, for he knows not that which shall be, for who can tell him when it shall be? There is no man that has power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither has he power in the day of death, and there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. All this have I seen, and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man rules over another to his own hurt. Also, and so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. This is also nothing. Because sentence against an evil worker is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he fears not before God. There is a vanity which is done upon doors, that there be just men unto whom it happens according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men to whom it happens according to the work of the righteous. I said that this also is vanity. Then I commend the more so, because man has no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink and to be merry, for that shall abide with him of his river the days of his life, which God gives him under the sun. When I applied mine heart to know wisdom and to see the business that is done upon the earth, for also there is neither day nor night, she sleep with his eyes. Then I beheld all the work of God, that no man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun, because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, further, though a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it. For this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their workers are in the hand of God. No man knows either love or hate the by or that is before them. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean and to the unclean, to him that sacrifices and to him that sacrifices not, as is the good, so is the sinner, and he did fears as he did fears also. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of man is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live, and after that they go to the dead. For to him that is joined to or the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more reward. For the memory about them is forgotten. Also, they are love and they are hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart. For God now accepteth thy workers. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest, or the days of the life of thy penalty, which he has given thee under the sun, or the days of thy penalty, for that is thy portion in this life and in thy labor, which thou takest under the sun. Whatsoever thy hand find this to do it with thy might, for there is no work, no device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the better to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happens to them all. For man also knows not his time as the fishes that are taken in on a net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So the sons of men snared in on every time when it falls suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city and a few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Never thirst the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of a wise man are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that rules among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. That price cause the ointment of the apothecary to send forth stinking savor. So those little folly him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left ear also when he that is poor works by it way his wisdom fails him and he says to everyone that he is poor. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place for yielding by some great offenses. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun as an error which proceeds from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. I have seen servants upon horses and princes or king as servants upon the earth. He that digs a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaks on his serpent shall bite him. Whoso removes stones shall be hurt therewith, and he that cleaves wood shall be in danger thereby. If the iron be burnt and he do not wet it as then must he put to more strength, but wisdom is profitable to a director. Surely the servant will bite without enchantment, and and better is no better. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow of himself. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is mischievous madness. A fool also is full of words. A man cannot tell what shall be and what shall be after him. Who can tell him the labor of the foolish will listen, every one of them, because he knows not how to go to the city. While to thee, O land, when thy king is a child and thy princes eat in the morning. Blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is the son of nobles, and thy princes eat in due season for strength and not for drunkenness. By much slothfully the building decays, and sorrow idleness of the handles, the house drops slow. A feast is made for laughter, and wine makes merry, but money and souls or things curse not at the king, no, not in thy thought, and curse not at the rich in thy bed chamber, for bird of the air shall carry the voice, and the beast as wings shall tear at matter. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what a bill shall be upon the earth. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth, and if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it shall be. He that observes the wind shall not sow, and he that regards the clouds shall not live. As thou knowest not what is the way of the spirit, nor how the bones to grow in the womb of her that is with the child, even so thou knowest not the works of God who makes all. In the morning, sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not whether shall prosper either this or that, or whether they both shall be like good. Truly, the right is sweet and pleasant thing. It is for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many, or that comes is nothing. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. Therefore, remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy portion, for childhood and youth are penalty. Remember now thy Creator is Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the right or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Also when they shall be afraid afraid of that which is high, and be also shall be in the way, and the almost tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goes to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to dust as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God, who gave it vanity above vanities, says the preacher, or is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge, yet he gave good heed, and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was of light, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by its masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further, by it is my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. 전도서 12장 14절까지 읽어서 전도서를 모두 다 읽었습니다. 다음은 아가입니다. 아가는 다음 시간에 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 안녕히 계십시오.